Welcome everybody to another episode of Latifs Inspired. Today I'm going to be showing you a very simple dish, but one of the most popular appetizers on every Indian restaurant, and probably one of the most popular street food going. This is the vegetable samosa. I'm going to make this recipe so simple and so easy, anybody can make it. I'll show you a little technique, so if you watch till the end, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because this is going to be an absolute banger of a recipe. So without further ado, let's crack on with this lovely vegetable samosa.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Here are the ingredients. For the pastry, I'm going to be using, this is 200 grams of just plain all-purpose flour. I'm going to be cooking, this is about 2 cups of vegetables. The secret to simplicity for you guys at home, just use frozen veg as I've got over here. Frozen vegetables, you've got carrots, the beans, the peas, and sweet corn. Sometimes you get broad beans, but I didn't see it. Oh, some sweet corns, yeah, that's it. Normally I would add a bit of potato, but it is what it is. This is from the frozen section. Right, I've got all my ingredients laid out. I've got this lovely recipe. If you want, it's on my channel. This is the tamarind chili dip. I'll put it on the description box. And this is the mint sauce, which I'll also put in the description box. That's going to be the dipping sauce for the samosas. And let's crack on making this lovely samosas. Right, for the plain flour, we're going to need a bit of fat because we want the pastry to be nice and puffy and a little bit bubbly. So you need a bit of fat. You can put ghee or oil. I'm using, that was 3 tablespoons of just vegetable oil really. Half a teaspoon of salt because you need a bit of seasoning on the pastry. You don't want to overdo it. And this is the KHALONJEE, which is the onion seed, nigella seed that you call it. There you go, that goes in, and we're going to need a bit of water, but before that, just give this a slight little mix. Right, I'm going to have to stick my hand in there and just, there you go, like this. So it's basically the oil. You want to mix it all in, and you want this pastry to have that crumbly sort of texture, so like a shortening kind of thing. So here you go, and those lovely little black onion seeds is going to create a savory flavor in the pastry. Right, that's all mixed. Now we're going to add some water. So you can do it as you go along. So I've added about half a cup of water, or just less, but give it a mix. Sometimes you may need to add a bit more flour if it's too wet, and if it's dry, then you can add a bit more water. So just play about with it until you get the consistency right, which I'm going to show you. Right, I've been mixing the dough on the bowl. I've nearly got it right. So what I'm doing now, I've just cleaned this table and I'm going to knead it on the table to get it to the correct consistency on the dough. So, yep. Right guys, so this is the dough. If you see here, it's not too soft, but definitely not too firm. That's how I want it. Because I'm going to be showing you a little tip. You're not going to need any egg wash or any water to put the samosa together. It's going to be gorgeous. Right, so all you're going to do now is we're going to oil this bowl over here. So a little bit of oil. And we're going to let this sit for about 20 minutes or so, because we are going to be making the vegetable filling. So there you go. And the same thing, just so you're oiling it there so it doesn't stick to the bowl. I'm going to clean film this up and leave it to rest for a good half an hour while we finish making the vegetables. Bismillah. Right, I've got a nice little heavy stainless steel pan. You can use a non-stick pan if you wish. Put it on a medium gas. I'm using 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of oil. Right, ladies and gentlemen, when the oil is heated up, you can feel the heat. When you feel the bit of heat, you know it's ready. So this is half a teaspoon of cumin seed there. You can use Bangladeshi punch prawn if you have. I'm using cumin seed for a little bit different, and I'm keeping the recipe very simple for you guys to do at home. Right, that was just one small size onion, about 40 grams. So ladies and gentlemen, this was about 3-4 minutes. Cooked at a higher gas. It takes sometimes up to 5 minutes depending on your cooker. If you're at home, it'll probably take you about 4 or 5 minutes. So this is just a frozen veg. Remember guys, I'm making it nice and simple for you guys at home. Anybody can really do this. Even if you're not good at cutting onions, cutting vegetables, you can get it like this. And most of these frozen vegetables are very nice if you get yourself a nice brand. So all we're doing, we're going to softening everything up. And once it's nice and softened, then we're going to season it with the spices. And that's it really. So now it's in the pan. Because this was frozen, it's going to release some liquids, which I want. And then you can always add a little bit of water to draw out, to make it more soft. So this is going in here. So we're going to cook it like this for 5 minutes, and then we'll add the spices. Right guys, as you can see here, it's steaming up, but what I'm going to do, just to quicken the process, I'm just going to add some splashes of water, like this. So maybe that was about 2 tablespoons possibly. And we're cranking up the gas to a higher heat. And this is going to generate some steam. And when it generates the steam, it's going to soften all my vegetables. And when I see the water evaporated again, that's when I know it's back to the oil. That's when I'm going to add the spices. So I just need the carrots and everything just to soften up. In fact, I'm just going to use a little bit more water. So guys, don't add too much water. Just add a bit at a time. So here's maybe about 4 tablespoons of water that I've added. Once again, I just want the vegetables just to soften up. That's all I want. So got my spice box. I'm adding half a teaspoon. That was half a teaspoon of turmeric, guys, just for a bit of colour and a bit of flavour. And chili powder, I'm not going too overpowering. Again, half a teaspoon. It should have a nice spice to it, not overpowering. This is general curry powder, not the mixed powder that I use. I'm going to use 1 good teaspoon. That's it for seasoning. Nice and simple. You may be asking, I haven't added the salt yet. I will do. Let this all mix together. I love this little flavour of the onions. So I've kept it nice and big. So when it's inside the samosa, it's going to taste absolutely gorgeous. Right guys, about half a teaspoon of salt. You don't want to overpower it. Just enough seasoning. Now I'm going to lower the gas. I just want that rawness from the spice, that smell to go, so it's got that cooked flavour. And let all that salt and all the spices do its magic. Test the vegetables. If it's not soft enough, add a little bit of water at this stage, but don't make it mushy whatsoever. So I like it to have a little bite to it, so that's how I've left it. So about 10-12 minutes cooking time for the vegetables, maximum 15 minutes process, and then we're going to crack on making the samosas. Right, vegetables ready. When you see some wrinkles on some of these vegetables, that's when you know it's done. Right, the vegetables done, and now we're going to make this lovely pastry. So I've got this little board here. If you don't have this, it's fine. You can do it on your worktop, no problem whatsoever. So if you do have this, or even if you do it on a worktop, make sure you dust the bottom with flour. And so this is my lovely dough. So I need to make just more than bigger than golf size balls, really. So this is an ideal size for 1 and 2. So these are the ones that I'm going to be using, and I'll make something exciting with this as well, actually. So I'll leave this aside, and this is the ideal that I require. So basically, get it into a nice circular ball, like a dough-like at the bottom. So that's one. Do the same with this. So when you dust it, you know it's not going to stick. Get your rolling pin and start rolling. Right, so I've rolled it up. Now if I can show you the thickness, it's probably about 3 mils. Yep, yeah. About 3 mils or so. You don't want it to be too thin because you're going to use a technique to make the samosas. Now this is, which we've learned from Bangladesh, which mainly the women do. You don't see this technique in the restaurants. So it's going to be very nice and very simple. So get yourself a knife and cut it like this, 4/4. And this was about, actually, diameter about 6-7 inches long each side diameter. And now we're going to start doing the filling. Right, so get yourself a teaspoon, make sure it's not a tablespoon, and there you go. So there's 1 teaspoon there. Grab yourself a little tissue or something and just wipe your fingers if you get the spice on your fingers. And all you're doing here is you're getting these corners together like that. So that was 1, 2 corner and the 3rd corner, and pinch it. There you go. You pinch it together, and then with your left hand, so the right hand's holding here, and with your left hand you're just pinching all together. So you don't need the egg wash or anything. It just looks really pretty. Turn it around, same thing. Pinch it all the way down. And lastly, the last corner. So this is the simplified version, guys. Voila. Look at that. So this is the technique that our mothers do at home, and it's very simple. It's not what you get in the restaurant, but it's very simple and very easy, and these are like bite size. So we're going to make the rest. So get yourself a plate, dust the plate, because you've got fresh pastry and you don't want the pastries to stick to the plate. So the first samosa, lovely jubbly, there you go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the oil on a nice heat. It's a medium-high flame, so I'm gonna lower the gas slightly actually. I mean, look at these beauties. It looks wonderful. I showed you the lovely pinching technique, and you don't need any egg wash or any water for it. It's nice and simple. Anyone can make this, hopefully. So, right, we're gonna add this in. Bismillah. There you go. Be very careful. If you're scared to put it in, just get a spoon like this, whack it in like that. Right, ladies and gentlemen, because I put that oil when I was making the dough, it makes it nice and crispy with those bubbles, so it's going to cook absolutely gorgeous. So I just want it to be slightly a bit more golden. It'll be ready. There you go, look at these, they look absolutely phenomenal. Right, these are ready. When it's nice and golden like this, that's when you know it's done. Right, the moment of truth. These look absolutely gorgeous, very pretty, very rustic. I mean, look at that. Nice and simple. You know it's handmade. It looks gorgeous. Now let's give it a try. Right, you can squeeze a bit of lime, lemon, have some green chilies with it and some lovely dips. Right, let's have a go. Right, so. Yo, look at that steaming away. Wow, the cumin, that nigella seeds, all these lovely vegetables, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. Now you can see this pastry. Oh, look at, just admiring this. Look at that, beautiful. Right, here you go, lovely pastry, nice and thick, and with the samosa and the filling. Let's give it a taste. Bismillah. Nice crunchy, sort of crispy outer layer of the pastry. Nice and thick inside. The fillings, subtle with the spices, and you can taste the vegetables. Very nice, subtle flavour in these vegetable samosas. But what's going to lift it are these lovely dips. Now this is the mint sauce. I've got this on my channel. I'll put it on the description box. And this is the chili tamarind sauce. This is to die for if you enjoy spices as I do. I mean, look at this. All those chilies and the tamarind. Now, here you go. Lovely tamarind sauce. Now you can add it to your samosas. All inside the filling there. Beautiful. Now get this mint yogurt. Oh, look at that creaminess. Gorgeousness. Get this lime. It's all going in, guys. I love my samosas. Right, let's tuck in. Bismillah. That's next level. That yogurt creaminess, spice from the, oh God, that tamarind, absolutely gorgeous. Guys, if you've enjoyed this lovely recipe, make sure to press the like button, put in some comments, and most importantly, subscribe to this humble little channel and join me on Instagram, and hopefully see you soon for more lovely videos at Latifs Inspired. Thank you very much.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.